Hello and welcome to this video tutorial using OS2 Warp for Multimedia. I'm Virgil Ritchie along with Leslie Thomas.
This tutorial on OS2 Warp will help you enhance your computer using multimedia features such as graphics, video, animation, and sound.
OS2 Warp supports a variety of audio and video hardware, and it's easy to use Warp's exciting multimedia elements.
In this video, we'll cover assigning a sound to an event. We'll play some sound bites, then play a shareware WAV file.
We'll assign a custom file to a system event. We'll record a sound file, and we'll discuss volume control, then use the compact disc player.
We'll install and view a Windows program that uses a multimedia format. We'll view several sample movies. We'll explain the multimedia data converter.
We'll discuss using Rex with multimedia. We'll install the multimedia viewer and view some slides. And we'll create a slide. Finally, we'll use the media browser.
Since OS2 Warp uses a graphical environment, we will use the mouse and its left button, mouse button 1, unless otherwise specified.
When we use the second or right mouse button, we will tell you it is mouse button 2.
We assume you understand the fundamentals of OS2 Warp. If you want to review, refer to the tutorials Getting Started with OS2 Warp and Learning OS2 Warp Advanced.
The learning disc accompanying this tutorial contains files we'll use in some exercises.
If you want to try some of them with us, please copy the files on your hard drive with us. We begin at the desktop.
First, let's create a folder for our files. We open the Templates folder. We place the pointer on the folder object. We press and hold mouse button 2. Now we drag the mouse to above the Templates folder on the desktop. Then we release the mouse. Now we close the Templates window. Let's rename our new folder. We place the pointer on its text. Then we press and hold the Alt key. Then click. We release the Alt key. Now we type tutor. Then we press the spacebar to separate the two words. To deselect the text, we point and click in a blank area. Next, let's place our files into the tutor folder. We open it. Now we place the learning disc in the proper drive. Ours is A. We select the A drive button on the launch pad and see the group window. Let's view all of the files. We display the pop-up menu. Then we select Arrange. At the Drive A window, we press and hold the Control key. We select each object's text. With all of the objects highlighted, we release the Control key. To move the objects to the tutor folder, we place the pointer on any object. Now we press and hold mouse button 2. Now we drag the mouse and the objects to the tutor folder. We release the mouse, and Warp copies our files into the folder. We close the Drive A folder. Now we enlarge the tutor window to see our files. Now we close the tutor window. We've installed OS2 Warp from a CD-ROM, and we're using a 16-bit Sound Blaster sound card with speakers.
If you had a sound card in your computer when you installed Warp, you should see a multimedia folder on your desktop.
We can add multimedia support after we have installed OS2 Warp by using selective install in the OS2 System Setup folder.
One of Warp's exciting features is its system sound events. For example, when you open or close a window, you hear a specific sound.
By default, Warp offers 13 system sounds. You can change their associations or create your own sounds.
Let's have a look at the Sounds object.
First, we open the Multimedia folder. Now we open the Sound object. This is the same sound settings notebook you find in the OS2 System Setup object. First, let's play some sounds. With the highlight in the System Events list on Try It, we highlight drumroll.wav in the sound file list. To hear this sound, we choose the play button. Let's determine which sound file is assigned to the specific system event. In the System's Events list, we scroll the list, then highlight Lockup. In the sound file list, we see doorclose.wav highlighted. To hear it, we select the play button. Let's highlight the End Drag system event. In the sound file list, we see None highlighted. Now let's assign a sound to this event. We scroll the sound file list until we see WilliamTell.wav. We highlight it. We don't want to assign any more sounds, so we close the Sound Settings notebook. Let's confirm the new sound with the event. We place the pointer on the Tutor folder. We press and hold mouse button 2. Now we drag the mouse and the folder to the upper left corner. As we drag, we hear the begin drag sound. When we release the mouse, we hear the end drag event sound.
You may pause the tape now to practice on your computer.
We've played some system event sounds. However, the Sound Bytes folder in the Multimedia window contains an assortment of digital audio and MIDI files.
If we have sound files from other applications, Warp recognizes and plays the following digital audio files: WAV or PCM files, MID or MIDI files, MU-LAW, and A-LAW.
Let's play a WAV and MIDI file in the Sound Bytes folder. We open Sound Bytes. We open cuckoo.wav and see the digital audio window. Let's move this window to the right by dragging its title bar. Now we open ibmrally.mid and see a media player window. We place the digital audio and media player windows side by side by dragging their title bars. Each window has its own control buttons and also works in a similar fashion. The right arrow button plays the file. Choosing the double left arrows button rewinds the file. We can use the two dimmed controls when we begin playing the file. The button with the small black box stops the play, and the button with the two vertical lines pauses the playing file. The digital audio controls have an extra button. Choosing the one with the double right arrows on it fast forwards the file. Each window has a record button. You can adjust the volume in any media player window by dragging the slide arm to the left or to the right. Let's select the button with the speaker on it. Just above the media control text, we see muted, signifying the sound is off. We click the speaker button again to enable the sound. Now let's play the file. We click the play button. As the file plays, we see the right arrow and the top slider arm moving as we hear the music. Also, we see the enabled stop and pause buttons. We select the control menu and see the enabled rewind, stop, pause, play, and mute commands. To the right of each command are their keyboard shortcuts. Remember, these shortcuts won't work if the menu is open. We close the menu by pressing the Escape key twice. Let's have a look at the Media Player Help. We display the Help menu, then choose Help Index. Just double-click on any topic to see a description. We double-click on Creating a Media Player Copy and see the instructions. Keep in mind, you can use the Previous, Search, and Index buttons at the bottom. We close both Help windows by pressing Escape twice. We close the Media Player window. In the Digital Audio window, we see 3 media positions. The first one from the left displays the position to start playing or recording. The second one displays the length of the sound file. The cuckoo dot wave is 1 96/100 seconds long. The third shows the maximum recording time you have available. Warp displays media position values in minutes, seconds, and hundredths of seconds. You can use these spin buttons to change the start position value. There's 2 ways to adjust the volume. We click on the minus or plus buttons for a fine adjustment. Let's change the volume quickly. We place the pointer on the dial's controls line. We drag the mouse to the left to move the line. When the line is about 3/4 from the plus side, we release the mouse. Now let's play the WAV file. We click the play button. As we play the sound file, we see the start display register the time. We close the digital audio window. We close the sound bytes window.
You can play any WAV file in OS2. We have a shareware WAV in our tutor folder. Let's open it.
We open the tutor folder and see the pkunzip.txt and Oz Speaks file. The pkunzip file contains information about the Oz Speaks sound file. We open the Oz Speaks file. We play the file.
The great Oz has spoken.
You can edit or mix any WAV file with the digital audio window. Let's display the editor. We choose View from the menu bar. Then, Editor. Now we see our file in a graphical format. We can see more or less file details by using Zoom. Let's zoom in on the file and stretch it. We place the pointer on the zoom bar. We drag the mouse and the bar down. When we release the mouse, we see the change. Now let's copy and paste the Oz Speaks file into another WAV file. To select the entire file, we choose Edit, then select All. Now let's copy it to the clipboard. We choose Edit, then Copy. Let's open another WAV file on the OS2 Warp program disk through the digital audio window. We insert the disk into the CD-ROM drive. Ours is E. We select File, then Open. We change the drive line to E. At the E:\/ directory, we open the MMPM2 folder. We open the Sounds folder and see a list of the WAV files. We double-click applause.wav. We play our applause sound file. To paste our Oz Speaks file, We point and click at the beginning of the file in the Sound section. Now we select Edit, then Paste. We see both files. Let's play them.
The great Oz has spoken.
Now let's save our new WAV file. We choose File, then Save As. We want to save our file in the tutor folder, so we change the drive to C:. With the C:\/ folder open, we change to the desktop tutor_FO directory. We highlight the Save As file name line by placing the pointer at the end of the text, then dragging to the left. We release the mouse. Now we type via1.wave. We press Enter and see our new file name in the digital audio title bar. We close the digital audio window.
You may pause the tape now to practice on your computer.
Earlier, we assigned a WAV file to a system event. Let's assign our custom WAV to an event. We move the tutor window by dragging its title bar. At the Multimedia window, we open Sound. We want to assign our via1 file to the End Drag event. In the System Events list, we scroll the list, then highlight End Drag. In the Sound File list, we scroll the list, then double-click C:. We double-click Desktop. We double-click tutor_FO. We highlight via1 WAV. We're finished with the change, so we close the Sound Settings window. Let's confirm the change by moving the Open Tutor folder to just below the Information object.
The great Oz has spoken.
When we release the mouse, we hear our custom WAV file.
With OS2 Warp Multimedia, we can easily record and save a WAV file. Let's create a digital audio object, then record a file.
If you want to try recording with us, you need a microphone you can plug into your sound card. First, let's create our subject. We open the Templates folder. We place the pointer on the digital audio.wav object. We press and hold mouse button 2. Then drag the mouse to above the Templates folder. We release the mouse.
The great Oz has spoken.
And see the digital audio WAV object. We close the Templates folder. Next, we open our new digital audio object. We see a message saying the current device does not support this file, as we have nothing assigned to it. We choose OK to close the message box. Earlier, we closed the via1 digital audio window with the editor view displayed, so Warp automatically shows the editor view when we opened this untitled digital audio window. Let's record a WAV file. If you have a Sound Blaster 16 sound card, plug your microphone into the third hole from the parallel port. We can record using one of two methods, microphone or line in. We'll use microphone. We choose Options from the menu bar. We confirm the check mark next to microphone, then click it. To begin recording, we select the Record button. It has a red dot on it. We say,
Good move.
We stop recording by choosing the Stop button. When we stop, we see our WAV file in graphical format. Let's save our file. We choose File, then Save As. Let's save it to the desktop, the default directory. In the Save As file name line, we type goodmove.wav. We press Enter and Warp saves the file. Now we close the window.
Let's use our new recorded file for a system event.
If you would like to try this exercise with us, but do not want to record a file, use the nice Move WAV file in the Tutor folder. In the Multimedia window, we open Sound. First, we scroll, then highlight and drag in the System Events list. Next, we display the Good Move file by scrolling the Sound file list until we see C:. We double-click it, then double-click Desktop. We highlight goodmove.wav. We close the Sound Settings box. To confirm the change, let's move the Tutor folder to the upper left corner. We place the pointer on the folder. Then press and hold mouse button 2. Now we drag the mouse and the folder.
Good move.
When we release the mouse, we hear the recorded file.
You may pause the tape now.
Warp makes it easy to control the volume level of all the media player devices attached to the computer.
Let's have a look at the volume control in the Multimedia window. We open Volume Control. We see a knob, the dial control, and a button with a speaker on it. This dial control works the same way as the digital audio dial control. Clicking the minus or plus buttons gives you a fine adjustment from 0, no sound, to 100 maximum volume. To change the volume quickly, we place the pointer on the line, then drag the mouse to the left. As we drag, we see the numbers change. When we see the number at 80, we release the mouse. You can turn the sound on or off by selecting the mute button. Using the mute button, then closing the volume control window automatically restores the volume. We close this window.
The CD-ROM is one of the most popular hardware devices in use today. If you have a CD-ROM, Warp makes it easy to play your CDs with a compact disc player.
Some soundboards may not be compatible with your CD-ROM. If you do not hear any sound from your speakers, try plugging your headphones or speakers into the jack located in the front of the CD-ROM.
Let's have a look at Warp's compact disc player.
At the Multimedia window, we open Compact Disc. At this time, we do not have a CD in the drive, and we see a player and disc graphic. We place a compact disc in the CD-ROM drive, then close it. Now we see numbered buttons signifying the CD tracks. To the left of the buttons, the numbers display minutes and seconds values for the specified track. You can return to the beginning of the current track by selecting the Track Backward button. It has the double left arrows and line on it. To move to the next track, choose the double right arrow with a line, the Track Forward button. Drag the double right arrow button to forward scan the current track. You can scan backward by dragging the double left arrow button. Let's play the CD. We select the right arrow button. When we begin playing, we see the stop and pause buttons enabled. You can adjust the CD's volume by dragging the slide arm. We stop the play by selecting the stop button. Let's change to the third track. We select the third button. We can disable any track button and play our favorite tracks. Let's disable the first track. We select the first track button. Now we press and hold the Shift key, then click. Now we release the Shift key. We see the track button's number disappear and a 2 in the window. Let's place the name of our CD in the title. We display the Windows pop-up. We choose Edit Title. We can type up to 32 characters in the title line. We type Beethoven, Classical, Music. We choose the Save button and see our title on the compact disc window. Now let's play another CD. We open the CD-ROM drawer by clicking the up arrow button. We close the drawer and see the new track's numbers. Let's edit this title also. We display the pop-up menu, then choose Edit Title. We type Mozart Classical Music. We press Enter to save and see the new title. Now let's eject this CD and place the first one in it. We see the correct title displayed in the title bar. Also, the number 1 track is still disabled. Let's enable it. We click the button with 2 dashes in it and see the number 1. There are several features on the pop-up. Let's look at the Options menu. We display the pop-up, then we choose Options. You can automatically start playing your compact disc after you insert it into the player by selecting Automatic Play. Choosing Repeat starts playing the tracks in your play order after the last tracks play. To randomly rearrange the track buttons, choose Shuffle Tracks. You can use the digital transfer command to transfer the digital audio data from a CD to an audio device, such as a sound card. You must have a CD-ROM device that can cooperate with your computer. We choose the Control command and see the button options and their keyboard shortcuts. You can mute the player by pressing Control plus M. We press Escape twice and close the pop-up. Now we close the compact disc player.
You may pause the tape now.
Let's review what we have covered in this chapter. We assigned a sound to a system event.
We played a wave and a MIDI file, then viewed Media Player Help. We played a shareware wave file. We edited, then saved a wave file.
We assigned our file to a system event. We recorded and saved a wave file. We explained volume control.
Finally, we opened and explained parts of the compact disc player.
With multimedia's growing popularity, you can purchase many kinds of multimedia applications.
Sound and animation files are large, so these kinds of applications are usually on a CD-ROM.
Viagrafix offers CD-ROM interactive training in a multimedia format.
We'll install this Windows application now.
We open OS2 System. We open Command Prompts, then choose Win OS2 Full Screen. At the Windows Program Manager, we place the CD-ROM in the proper drive. Ours is E. We select File, then Run. At the command line, we type /setup. We press Enter and see the program loading. At the Tutorial Installed Successfully box, we choose OK and see the Viagrafix window and the Introduction to Visual Basic program icon. We open it and see the main menu. We highlight Chapter 5. Now we select OK and see the Chapter 5 screen.
Welcome to Introduction to Visual Basic.
We select the
Chapter 5.
Continue right arrow button. We see and hear the We Will Cover
In
list.
this chapter, we will cover opening the toolbox, the pointer tool, picture box tool, label tool, text box tool, frame tool, command button tool, checkbox tool, and the option button.
Again, we choose the Continue button. We see an animated talent video.
The toolbox displays all the standard Visual Basic controls, plus any custom controls you've added to your project.
We choose a tool by clicking on it or by moving the arrow keys, as we're doing here.
Then further instructions.
To open the toolbox, we choose Toolbox from the window menu.
We choose the Quit box and return to the main menu. Now we select Exit Tutorial. To exit Windows, we double-click the main control button. We choose OK at the prompt. We close the command prompts and OS2 system windows.
You may pause the tape now.
OS2 Warp Multimedia supports several multimedia products. These products include Video In, M-Control, and Action Media 2.
We use the Multimedia Application Install program in the Multimedia window to install them.
With Warp, we can view several different formats of video animation.
With the digital video player, we can view these movie formats: AVI, MPEG or Moving Picture Experts Group, FLC, and FLI.
Keep in mind, movies use a large volume of information. The ones we play on a personal computer are compressed during the recording process, then decompressed for playing.
OS2 uses programs that automatically compress and decompress movies in the AVI format.
MPEG is a standard for motion video that includes extremely fast decompression and synchronization of audio and video information.
We can play these movies in OS2 Warp by using a Real Magic video playback adapter to decompress them. At the Multimedia window, we open the Movies folder. We open macaw.avi. We see the Media Player box, plus an IBM Ulti-Motion monitor. These controls work the same way as the Media Player. Now we click the right arrow to start the movie.
This movie was short to conserve space on the hard drive. If you installed Warp using a CD-ROM, you can watch additional longer movies.
Let's view an AVI movie from the OS2 program disk. We close the Media Player box. And Warp automatically closes the Ulti-Motion monitor. Now we close the Movies window. We open Digital Video. We place the OS2 Warp program disk in the CD-ROM drawer, then close it. At the Digital Video box, we choose File, then Open. In the drive line, we change the drive letter to E. Now we open the MMPM2 directory, by double-clicking its folder. We open the Movies folder. Now we open the Ultimotion folder. We have a 16-bit audio card, so we'll play movies in the 16-bit odd folder. If you have an 8-bit audio card, you may have better sound quality using the movies in the 8-bit odd folder. We open the 16-bit odd folder. The high performance and standard folders contain movies in specific resolutions. The standard movies are recorded at a data rate that is limited to less than 150 kilobytes per second. We should be able to play them on a standard CD-ROM drive.
The high-performance movies are recorded at data rates that exceed 150 kilobytes per second and are higher quality.
You must play these files from a double-speed CD-ROM or from a hard disk. We open the standard folder. Now let's play a longer version of the Macaws. We open the 320 by 240 folder. We double-click Macaw B15.avi. We start the movie by choosing the play button. Let's play another movie. We choose File, then Open. At the standard 320 by 240 directory, we double-click Fish E15.avi and see the digital viewer and Ultimotion monitor. Now we start the movie. Warp has some movies on the bonus pack CD-ROM we can play. Let's have a look at them. We place the bonus pack CD-ROM in the proper drive. Ours is E. At the digital video player, we choose File, then Open. We change to the E:/movies directory. We can view movies recorded in the double spin or single spin format.
Remember, the single-spin movies are recorded at a data rate that is limited to less than 150 kilobytes per second.
The double spin movies are recorded at a data rate that exceeds 150 kilobytes per second and are higher quality. We open the double spin directory. We double-click the angel.avi file. When we see the Ultimotion monitor, we start the movie. We close the digital video player.
Remember, you can play an animation file with the FLI or FLC format.
Just open the file from the digital video player, then select the play button.
With Warp's digital video program, we can record movies in the AVI format in real time using a video capture adapter.
OS2 has some default settings for recordings. For the compression type, it is all to motion. Resolution is 160 by 120. The frame rate is 15 frames per second.
Remember, you cannot change these settings.
OS2 Warp supports some video disc movie formats. They include Pioneer Laserdisc models.
We can capture our video disc images using a video-in recorder. Refer to the Multimedia Online book in the Information object for details.
We can convert multimedia files, sound or video, from one supported file format to another. Keep in mind, we must have support for the format we want to convert to be installed.
Let's have a look at the Multimedia Data Converter.
We open the Multimedia Data Converter. We move to the C:desktop directory. You can convert a WAV file to another format. We highlight Good Move WAV in the file list, and Warp enables the Convert and Preview buttons. Then you can choose the Convert button and begin the process. We choose Cancel and close the Data Converter window.
We can design our own OS2 applications with Rex, the OS2 procedures language for the OS2 operating system.
Rex uses familiar words and concepts and is easier to learn. Keep in mind, Rex works only in OS2 sessions.
We can enable application control of media devices by using Media Control Interface textual string commands within a Rex program.
Let's have a look at the multimedia with Rex object. We open the object. At the Contents window, we see three topics: Introduction, Media Control, and using MCI string commands. We open Introduction. We can move to the first or second sections by double-clicking the blue text. We close the Multimedia Rex window. Let's review what we covered in this chapter. We installed and viewed a multimedia Windows application.
We discussed multimedia application install, then viewed a movie in the AVI format. We viewed another movie on the OS2 program disk, then we played a movie on the bonus pack CD-ROM.
We explained the multimedia data converter. Finally, we discussed using Rex with multimedia.
We can organize and manage all of our multimedia files and objects using the Multimedia Viewer.
The Multimedia Viewer displays miniature thumbnails of our image, audio, and video files.
The Multimedia Viewer is in the bonus pack. Let's install it now.
We close the multimedia window. We place the bonus pack CD-ROM in the proper drive. Ours is E. We open the OS2 window by selecting OS2 button. We change to the E drive. We change to the E:\US directory. We type install, then press enter. We highlight IBM Multimedia Viewer. Now we choose the Install button. We accept the defaults and choose the Install button. We answer yes to the Change Config System prompt. And we see our files installed onto the hard drive. Now we answer OK to the config sys changed prompt. For the config sys file changes to take effect, we need to shut down, then restart Warp. We choose OK at the Congratulations prompt. We close the bonus pack utility window by choosing Cancel. Now we close the OS2 window. We answer Yes to the prompt. We choose the Shutdown button on the launch pad. Then answer OK to the prompt. At the prompt, we press Control plus Alt plus Delete and restart Warp. We see the multimedia viewer on the desktop. We open it. And see our slides. Now we maximize the window. Let's organize the slides. We display the pop-up. Now we choose Arrange. You can view more information about the multimedia viewer by choosing the double-click here icon. Warp designed the multimedia viewer to look like a photographer's light table. We can play audio and video files also. Let's listen to the startup.wav file. We place the pointer in the thumbnail center. We double-click and see the digital audio window. Now we choose the play button. And hear the startup event sound. Now we close the digital audio window. Let's view a PCX file. We double-click bikes.pcx. The Windows Paintbrush program begins, and we see the picture. We return to the viewer by closing the Paintbrush window. Let's create a slide with the Good Move WAV file. We restore the Multimedia Viewer window. Now we display the GoodMove.Wave Objects pop-up. We choose Create LT Reference. We see the LT Reference notebook with the opened tab selected. Let's place our slide into the Multimedia Viewer window. With this object highlighted, we choose OK. Warp creates the slide. Now we maximize the viewer window and see our slide.
We can quickly view or listen to any multimedia file with the media browser. Let's use the browser with a WAV file.
We place the pointer on the frame of the William Tell slide, and we double-click. The continuous media browser box automatically plays the file. Let's play it again. You can use the browsers with any OS2 supported file type. We close the continuous media browser box. Let's use the browser and view a PCX file. We place the pointer on the artdeco.pcx file frame. We double-click and see the picture. We close the image browser and the multimedia viewer. We shut down OS2 Warp and choose OK at the prompt.
Let's review what we've covered in this chapter.
We installed the multimedia viewer from the bonus pack, then arranged the viewer slides.
We listened to a WAV file, then viewed a PCX file. We created a slide from a sound file.
Finally, we used the browser to play a file and view a picture.
That review concludes this video tutorial using OS2 Warp for Multimedia.
We've covered a lot of information in this tutorial. If you feel the need to review, simply rewind the tape and watch that section again until you're comfortable with the material.
We at Viagrafix would like to thank you for choosing our company for your computer training needs.
Remember, if you plan to learn OS2 Warp or any other computer software, there's no better way than through video training with Viagrafix.